Good evening,
All over the world. This is the 16th day.
good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you according to your time zone and I welcome you to this evening edition of this program. While you are joining us, share this video, invite others to join. If you are watching on Facebook at Judge Money Blog Africa, share this video. If you are watching on YouTube, rather, if you are watching on Facebook at Judge Money Blog, at Judge Money Blog /TV, at Judge Money Official, or any other platform of Facebook where you are watching from or you might be watching from later, share this video, invite others to join. My apologies, I am late yet again. If I na Lord one easy, if I na Lord easy, but my humble apologies to the great and wonderful people of Biafra for being late yet again after scheduling this program. So while you are joining right now, share the video, alert others to join, because this evening or morning or afternoon, depending on where you are watching from, we are going to be doing justice to and sending our response to some unfriendly friends who actually claim they are our friend or they are Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's friend, because by their fruit it is said that you shall know them. Even those you expect to know better, those are the ones who are actually being carried away by the activities of the infiltrator, by the activities of the thief in Finland. Now, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, it is this evening we are going to be exposing the man behind the threat made in the life of Barrister EJIOFORS. We are not only going to be exposing that threat, we are going because that pushed me so hard. It pushed me so hard when I heard that threat on our erudite barrister, who has actually paid the price for supporting Biafra movement and for supporting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That one Lifraf will be where they are, somewhere in South America, to come out there to have the audacity to threaten, and they issued a proclamation on the life and the life of the family of Barrister EJIOFORS. So as it pushed me, I was so curious. I said to myself, I need to actually bring out some of my skills to investigate whom this guy is, because that voice, I heard the voice. Now as I followed my curiosity, I investigated. I actually checked about the back. I did a background check on that terrorist. I also found out that he is one of these guys working with the terrorist in Finland in the name of Ifeanyi Njoku Ifajuna. Now, and it pushed me further to actually find his name, where find where he come from. I found where he is domiciled. So I am going to make it available as we proceed, including the picture of that terrorist. I will make his picture available. Since he loved threatening people, since he loved issuing proclamation in the life of other people, we will tell him that we have everything it takes to build a nation this evening. Now, and when we build Biafra nation, when we actually achieve our sovereignty, we will still have those tools to investigate every criminality, to make sure that they are brought to the book. We are not going to relent. As much as we are actually advocating today, when Biafra is restored, we will continue to be there to make sure that justice is served, to make sure that criminals are investigated and be brought to book. because what we are fighting is injustice. Freedom nullifies injustice. Freedom nullifies, intimidation, extrajudicial killing, extortion, victimization of women and children. Freedom nullifies all those. In the land of Biafra is the land where we are going to get our freedom. And that is where we are going to be called the free minds, the Biafrans. So there is no room for criminality. There is no room for, injustices. There is no room for inequality. There is no room, above all, for killing. There is no room for killing or shedding innocent blood. There is somebody that was saying that many innocent blood have been shed in our land, and according to our ordinana, they're supposed to make a sacrifice to appease the land of Biafra because it is being desecrated by people, by Nigeria DSS, by Nigeria military, Nigeria police. It is being desecrated by Ebubago. It is being desecrated by the terrorists in Finland. It is being desecrated by autopilot in general. The land of Biafra. That is the reason why I heard somebody talking about, appeasing the gods of our land, which is something that is very, very important that our people must understand and must follow it up, and we must do it and achieve it. I also found out that Soludo was actually saying that people who believe in Ordinana, they are criminals and they are, heathens. And I want to actually use this opportunity to address Soludo because, when we, there are some times if you follow this, our Western education, and when you go Western education, if you study it to the extent that it will actually, to the extent of professor, sometimes it actually affects your humanity. Sometimes it actually affects your natural knowledge or your critical thinking, because education, people go and acquire knowledge from education. But before you go through that education system, you already have something called instilled in you, inborn knowledge. And you have good, you have your good norms and values. We are actually trying to introduce you to what is good and what is evil. Soludo. It is something that I at least expected from you as an educated professor and a governor of a nation, of a state. You said that Ordinana people, according to where I saw it, if indeed you are the one who made that statement, I did not confirm it, but I saw that Soludo said. That's why I am putting up this disclaimer, so that people will not think we are saying what we don't know. If it is indeed that Soludo made such comment or statement, it showed me that the level of knowledge of Soludo is not where I am actually, grading it. It is not, matured enough to understand the context or African perspective in everything that we do. In every nation, there is something called Ordinana, which we know our own, Ordinana. Not Omenana, because if in Emena or Omenana Soludo, my church in do Kawetel, Unde Ocha Wetelunu, Omenana, or if Anna Bea, because as in Aruba for our Omenana. So in our Ordinana, I know George Wala Govo, we use kola nut to pray. We call the spirit of our ancestors. We call Chukwu Kikabiama, which is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is the God of our ancestors, who actually gave them that, knowledge to introduce civilization, which was actually, disturbed by the rise of Arab nations and white supremacy. That is it. So Soludo, the fact, if you are indeed the one who said that, your level of knowledge, you need to actually make sure, double check it. Go back to the history. Look at what makes you great. Look at where you come from. Look at actually, look at where you come from. Look at what actually, made your ancestors strong. Look at it and look at when we started having problem and hate amongst each other and self-hate. You look at all these things, you will tell yourself where it emanates. I know that there are many things that has been bastardized in our nation, in our ordinana. Many things. That is the reason why you say for menana. So those things that are bastardized, which is church, this new millennium church that came, helped in destroying our good norms and value system, believing that the one that came from Europe is the best that we will adopt. Now, that is destroying what you are and adopting what you are not. And it is actually part of the reason why we are going backward instead of going forward. So Soludo, in this your own, way of thought, or in this your, ways of, or your initiative that stated that people who do ordinana people are actually criminals and the pagans, or you call them heathen. Do you think that it is the right word that you said? Is this something great that you said? Maybe because you are so religious, you are so Christianized, westernized, to the extent that you don't understand. Or the bende nechende. What is in your land protects the land. I am not talking about those things that is actually brought in, like alose. In fact, alose is something that came from Egypt. It is not our ordinana. Our good norms and value system is in the book of Leviticus. It is in the book of Leviticus. Everything that we do in our ordinana, it is in the book of Leviticus. I actually while growing up, I experienced such things before I was exposed to this knowledge. So now, we are not pagan because we are ordinana people. We are not pagan. Ordinana means that you are the son of the soil. You are the son of the soil. You acknowledge where you come from. You acknowledge whom you are. And you embrace it as you work for you, because when you leave home, the land where your home is, protect your home. Kabo adina onaniana osoludo ordinana follow but kabo adina. Kabo adina. No matter how your home is, you must go back to it. That is our ordinana. You will never escape it. That is the reason why when you got married, iji angara no so oji vulu mmioku vulu nkwenu iji chefancha weje no. When you are being crowned Usoludo of a governor of Anambra State, they brought angara so oji nkwoku nkwenu we swag in. That is part of your ordinana, your good norms and value system. So if you call ordinana people, nafabundori, that they are criminal and they are, pagans, it means that you have called yourself a pagan. I will leave it here because I don't have much time to this program. So let us actually rush to what we are here to talk about this evening. And it is, first of all, we are going to talk about what this terrorist in Finland said. Now,
of December 2022. And we are very, very angry. We are not happy. The news coming from the DSS dungeon from Abuja suggests that the DSS no longer provide food for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is in their custody, illegally in their custody. And we have also read in the news that the family of our leader has been able to raise 1 million naira for his feeding. So when we...
Now, I want you to understand that this is the highest insult of the decade. This is the greatest insult on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what this boy in Finland just did right now. And the reason why I said it is because this boy in Finland just killed our people recently, extrajudiciously, because of his ego and the power mongering, because of his, his eager to be relevant. He can do everything to be relevant. We are still on top of that. He is actually, creating another room of trying to extort money from our people, using the predicament of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make money and enrich himself. Number one, you have to understand that these activities of the thief in Finland, it is actually contrived by the Western agenda. And I want you to know that what this guy is doing, he is actually trying to find a way to assuage all his misconduct, to assuage all his devilish act in Biafra land by using such things to lie to you. He always used double-edged sword. And that double-edged sword, you are going to make it blunt, both sides. Now, he came to tell you that he saw in the news, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not being fed from the DSS dungeon because the DSS does not have money to feed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you are a comrade, if you are a true follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and a lover of freedom, DSS have actually sent a message saying, we do not have the capacity to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in our possession anymore. That is a message the DSS sent. Will you supposed to take advantage of such message? We take advantage of such message by calling Nigeria government to say, if you know you do not have the capacity to actually take care of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you let him go. You have to let him go. You cannot hold an innocent man, and yet you are calling on people to come and take care of this innocent man that you are holding in your captivity. Is there some of you and this terrorist in Finland and Kanu Takano, all of you, Ejimako, all of you that are carrying this news up and down, I want to ask you people a question. Where you are, where you actually lived, or where you are still living currently, if anybody is detained, who give them food, who take care of their hospital bills, who make sure that they are strong enough to stand trial, who make sure the state who is holding that person. These are lawyers. These are lawyers. Ejimako is a lawyer. Who is the storyteller? Simon Ekpa, who claimed that he's a lawyer. Who is a reactor? Now, autopilot, who claim they are wise. Who are the gullibles? Now, listen up. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being detained by the state with a crime that he never committed. Court has discharged and acquitted him. Now the state is crying that they do not have capacity to take care of this man, and they made it public. What have you to do as somebody who is very intelligent? Is it not to take advantage of that, to call for that state to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Rather, you know what autopilot did? That is what this criminal in front of my screen did. He actually went there to, encourage government, state government. State government, DSS, you know what? You can continue to keep this man here. Keep him, no problem. We are going to be making everything available as long as you keep him here. That is exactly the response and the message Simon Ekpa sent to the DSS, which is Ejimako is part of their payroll. That is the reason why Ejimako now is now getting information, passing, writing. Ejimako as a lawyer who claims he knows better than others. Ejimako supposed to use that opportunity and actually start advocating, writing that if you do not have capacity to take care of this man, release him to us so that we can take care of him. It is against the law to accept what you know you are not able to, manage. It is against the law to hold somebody and you call that person a criminal. Even that person, you call him a criminal or he is caught in the act of criminality. Constitution stated he is not guilty until proven in the court of law. Talk more of to the time when somebody is proven by the court of law that he is not guilty, and the state government still hold this person. Remember, if you are caught in the act, there is a prima facie, and this prima facie must be determined. It will be presented to the court for court to determine if this prima facie is strong enough to actually nail this person. Now, in that regard, you are not guilty until court decide. But now, Mazen, and when you are not guilty, the state must be taking care of you because they are the ones who took your freedom away. Because you are not declared a criminal yet until proven in the court of law. So now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was held by the state, and it is proven by the court, which is he is their responsibility from the day they have kidnapped him, renditioned him, put him in the DSS solitary confinement. It is their full responsibility to take care of this man. But what are they doing? They did not take care of him. They are complaining that they don't have enough resources to take care of this man, who is not only a criminal, but has proven by the court of law that you do not have jurisdiction to hold this man. The same man, the same government reported it. Ejimako ran out and reported it. What was the follow-up? Nothing. There is no follow-up. You did not make follow-up after reporting it, because this is opportunity for you to build a momentum in the case you are pursuing for the release of Ohamadike. How? Now, Simon Ekpa picked it up. Now you begin to ask yourself, who told Simon that the family of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was able to raise 1 million? Were able to raise 1 million. It means there is a communication, because so many of you might come here to, to say that it was a news written by Ejimako. You will say it was a news written by Ejimako. So let's go to that news written by Ejimako to find out before we continue our judgment, because we must be just when we judge. Today I visited MNK in the company of Prince Emmanuel Kanu and Barrister Nnemeka EJIOFORS. He instructed me to make public that he has not been given his drugs for the past 9 days, and he has not eaten today because DSS say they don't have money to buy his food. That is the message. You see it. That is the message that Ejimako delivered. Now, who now went to tell Simon that the family has raised 1 million? That means there is Canon Takano there, there is Emmanuel Kano there, there is Prophet, Master Prophet there. Who is one of them? Working with Simon Ekpa. Ana Luabateke. Fana Luabateke. I know Master Prophet is the mediator. He is the middleman. Now, because Canon Takano has been very cautious after Simon Ekpa exposed him being involved in their shenanigans. He has been very, very cautious. That's why they have a mediator now, which is Master Prophet, who delivers and gets message so that there will be no trace. We know all those things. Now, for you to understand that what these people are doing, Canon Takano and co., they are using the predicament of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as a money-making scheme. As a money-making scheme. If the family is actually able and raising 1 million, what happened to the money that Canon Takano went and sided with Nnennianya, that Nnennianya is stashed? What happened to it? Is it that difficult for them to take out money from there and be feeding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, since they have made peace that the state government or the federal government who is holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in an account of a offense that he never committed or that he has proven not guilty with a capital letter, and actually stated with a clause, not just not guilty, stated with a clause with inverted comma, you do not have jurisdiction to try this man in Nigeria court. This is the order of the higher court. This is not order of a lower court, court of appeal. And this was a clause that was declared or added in the judgment passed. The state government continue to hold your family member, to hold your client, Aloy Ejimako, to hold the criminal in Finland who claim he is disciple. Hold your disciple according to you. All you need to come and tell the federal government. Federal government continue to hold him. Don't worry about his upkeep. We will be giving you upkeep as long as you continue to keep him there. That is what these terrorists in Finland send message. Message is sent. And the double-edged sword of it, message delivered. The other side is that a money-making scheme. A money-making scheme to use it to rob our people under false pretense. Because he actually committing theft, not only terrorism act that Simon Ekpa is committing. Simon Ekpa is he has committed a theft under false pretense. Simon Ekpa has been prejudiced against IPOB. Simon Ekpa has been extrajudiciously killing our people. That is a terrorist act, fraudulent act, heinous crime that must be brought to book. Because nobody chose Simon Ekpa to be the leader or spokesperson of Biafra land, to the extent that today he wants to be the one. If he call or if he say you should do something, you don't do it, Simon Ekpa will send his terrorists to go out there and kill you. It is indeed, of course, that anybody who speak anything against Simon Ekpa, if they are in Biafra land, Simon Ekpa will send his terrorists the futagelons in the Biafra land to go and kill that person. Just like they have started threatening a Barrister for telling Barrister for he should not step foot in Biafra land. Let me finalize this before I play that video. Listen to the person who claimed that he is wise, who claimed he's a lawyer, who claimed that he's a disciple, who claimed that he is working for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Listen to his response in a situation where he should take advantage of. Listen to it.
Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans all over the world. This is the 16th day of December 2022, and we are very, very angry. We are not happy. The news coming from the DSS dungeon from Abuja suggests that the DSS no longer provide food for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is in their custody. Illegally in their custody.
Always our leader.
And has been able to raise 1 million naira for his feeding. So when we say that the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has gone beyond family business and family matter, this is where we come in. So for this reason, from today, the auto-piloted IPOB under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be making available every month 2 million naira for his feeding. The reason it is going to be 2 million for his feeding every month will be because we know that the DSS, this same DSS, will be stealing from that money because Nigeria are criminals. The security agents, they are criminals. Most of these people, they will be stealing from the money. So we are going to do everything possible to provide 2 million for his feeding. We don't want them to feed him again. We don't need their feeding. So, but when we provide this money every month, we'll be expecting that at no point in time will they starve Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from today going forward. Thank you, and may God bless Biafra.
Now, have you seen the response you are giving to those holding your master? According to you, the response you are giving to those illegally holding your master, that you have the capacity, you will take care of him as long as you keep him there. You will not even make the money 1 million, that you will make it 2 million. You see, did you hear what he said? He will not make the money 1 million. He is going to make the money 2 million. So that the DSS will have 1 million in the pocket to continue to hold him there, and the other 1 million to continue to feed him. That is number one scandal that is being done here. Not only that, he went ahead and said that the whole of autopilot will make sure that they make available 2 million every month, paying DSS to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Paying DSS to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now another thing there is that this 2 million, let's assume that Kanu may say that he is not part of, autopilot, this terrorist activity. He is not part of this Simon Ekpa shenanigan. And let's assume Ejima Coste, he is not part of this shenanigan. And let's assume that Emmanuel say he is not part of this autopilot shenanigan. Now, this money, the 2 million, who is going to take it to the DSS dungeon? Who is going to deliver it to the DSS? This money now, are you now seeing it that one of these people, especially Aloy, he is the one that is one of the mediator. They actually give him an assignment. He go into the DSS dungeon, he come out and report what he want to report. At the end of the day, only to be in favor of the people who are actually paying him to do what he's doing. Alloy, alloy, alloy. Everybody like money, but betrayal is worst of it. Betrayal is not a good one. These same people that you are secretly championing their cause, they actually brought calamity to your family, right? And they come and turn out and say they have done it so that it will say that it is IPM autopilot. That IPOB did it because they want to prove us wrong in every factual information that we have put out there. They want to make us to look like we are dishing out wrong information. When and every time Nigeria take advantage of our lives. You saw that in Lekki Tollgate, dropping off hoodlums to destabilize the protest. That is a big example. So whatever they are trying to do, used to actually bastardize our information that we give out to the public. It isn't gonna work. Now, who is going to take the 2 million autopilot are going to donate to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is actually angry about the activities of this terrorist in Finland. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is actually very mad about, at this terrorist in Finland because he was so convincing. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu thought that he was dealing with somebody who have passion, who has, who have that passion to liberate our people without expecting anything in return. Not because you want to be there because you want respect from people. Because you are doing it because you know this is what you have to do as a person who stand, on the opportunity to do it. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu saw him as that. That's why, that is the biggest regret of our Hamadike today over this terrorist in Finland, who has self-acclaimed himself spokesperson, leader, the structure, everything, a field marshal. That's what he has called himself. Now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, as angry as he is, that you, Ejimako, you, one of family member, will roll 2 million and say this is coming from autopilot to the DSS. Are you not ashamed of yourselves, Ndibo? Aren't you ashamed of yourselves? The person who is giving your brother heart attack in the DSS dungeon, that you people are actually trying to use to siphon money and extort money from our people in the name that he is going to give to your brother for DSS to continue to keep him there. They will sustain him, because that is exactly what you people are doing, trying to raise fund. They demand 1 million, you are going to give 2 million. Because DSS must feel comfortable, because this is another money-making scheme for the chairman of DSS. Once you are bringing 2 million every month to 1,800,000 is his. 1,800,000 will be his if indeed the 2 million comes in. Why do you think that he will want to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Maybe he will take 1 million to Malami and siphon 800 and manage 200. How do you think that this means of money making for these people will enable them not to grow complicit or to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Common sense. Common sense. It is no longer common. But we will continue to make it available for those who want to actually learn. Now, this is what this guy did. It is an insult to Ohamadike. Meanwhile, if indeed Ohamadike will be needing to be taken care of, in a normal circumstances, if he is needed to be taken care of, at the end of the day, DSS will give them the money, they take care of him. Don't you know that when Ohamadike is actually in the prison, in every inmate there will be feeding from Ohamadike, Ohamadike will make sure he take care of all of them. So, if indeed anybody, it is ordinary, any other person who come and say, or brag, we will be giving 2 million, we will not make it 1 million, we will make it 2 million. In another way of analyzing this, it does not mean that a neighbor to only an ambo. What is 2 million? In the other way around. But the truth of the matter is that you have given DSS ladder, or actually a means for them to make money out of holding Mazi, while holding him, releasing him will be difficult, because that money will be used to stop people who will open their mouth to stop their money making scheme. So, Kanu, you need to tell us, Magina Simon, Prophet, Aloy, una na alo abateke. Are you people doing this thing so that when you get money from here, you people share, you get money from gullible Biafrans, you share it? Now, that's by the way. You come to a point where Simon actually, depicted his arrest. This criminal depicted his arrest, but does not know that the link be, traced back at him. So that Biafrans will say, Simon is now arrested, he is very important person, or, to make people to feel, those gullible followers of his, to feel, bad. He depicted his arrest. Simon, your arrest is coming. When your arrest comes, it does not need to be depicted. It will be actually announced. It will be announced. Because what you are doing, you are so faster than your shadow. And that is the reason why you will fall flatter than your shadow. If Arjuna jump into sellout, you run into sellout. If Arjuna saboteur, he jump into sellout, you run into sellout. If Arjuna, if I. Now, in all these things, you will begin to ask yourself, who is who in this struggle? What is going on? Simon, if is he going to get arrested? He must get arrested for all his crime. He must. The reason, number one, is that some of you who are, so cunning, two-faced, somebody in the likes of J-Pack, two-faced and cunning, I thought that you following in the Dibia will actually make you to have sense, or, sense of humor. I thought Nafaga Gwonyeki sense in easy. But the worst part of it is that, or they will make you to know that nah, you must be hot or cold. You know, even akwụkwọ nsọ si that na ị ga-ekpo ọkụ ma ọ bụ ijuo oyi ma emere otu a abụpụ gị n'ọnụ. You must be hot nor cold. You must neither be hot nor cold, or you will be spat out. So, I am bringing to you what J. Park said. And that thing actually made me angry. Because there was a time the thief in Finland made a very, gave, propaganda. J-Park went to Abuja that day. Court was holding in Abuja. Simon Ekpa came and said there is no sign of the court. There is no sign of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in court today. While this same J-Park was at Abuja, this same J-Park came and said, because that was when this same J-Park noticed that Simon Ekpa is a criminal. J-Park came and actually talked about it. After talking about it, I did not know that if they go through the back to tell J-Park, please park your well. You understand? Because what J-Park said a few days ago surprised me. It surprised me. Let us hear it, because he is not acting as if he is a friend to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or friend to the struggle. He is not acting as if he's a friend to the terrorists in Finland, but his utterances stated that he is protecting the terrorists who came and killed your people, our people, because it is not your direct family members. That's why it does not matter to you, J-Park. Because it is not your direct family members, it does not matter to you. J-Park, you watched what happened in Anambra State. So in several occasions, you watch all these things happened in our land. J-Park, you did not come to condemn it. J-Park, you did not come to condemn the activities, terrorist activities done by Simon Ekpa. All you came to tell us today is that if they arrest Simon Ekpa, let's actually take it from you. Let's listen it. We are going to actually play it. We are going to play it so that you listen to it. Then we give it a conclusion. We conclude it.
Happy Christmas and happy prosperous New Year. Over an intelligent question, and that intelligent question, you need an email, intelligent reply, intelligent comment. You won't answer this question, shortly. Because don't comment. But what I am asking from you, make sure you watch this broadcast from beginning to the end so that you will know how you will answer this question. That question, I'm sure you will for example. Only can say no. Na Simon Ekpa, Mbiaka from Finland, he may arrest. Nigeria with Interpol. Either they may arrest or they may arrest. Let me not say what I don't know, but he came to go to show. Now they with Interpol, he may arrest from Finland, Nigeria. Fine and good. Let me come with my question. and I want you to listen attentively so you can know where you will answer this very intelligent question. Now, let's assume na Simon Eba na it was by one court with the federal government and Interpol, and we succeed here, and all the Igbo by one court. As you can assume, where Bunata Simon Eba from Finland. Even Bunata Simon Eba from Finland. Ebure got DSS, Obure got Federal High Court Abuja. Be terrorism, Negamunti. Ebe say be terrorism. Buru Simon Eba, Megane, to Banyapa, Eba to Bayere, Nandi Kano. Now, my question is this. Open a federal government may be Simon or Eba, it be for terrorism. Can you bag an Ebe? Nandi Kano.
Now, this is where this J-Pack, instead of Jemewe comedy on him, instead of him to go and focus on his comedy skit, he want to interfere in things that he knows nothing about. It is very, very important that if they ask you to talk what you don't know, you say you don't know. Number one, I have seen how blunt you are in terms of reasoning. I have seen how blunt you are in terms of being truthful. I have seen how blunt you are in terms of speaking the truth, or like a man. This is number one. This guy said that now Simon Eba. This guy did not see the people who lost their loved ones during this guy's terrorist activities in Biafra land. Let me ask you a question. When Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was there, did Mazen Nnamdi Kanu ever declared sit at home or anything that will plunge the livelihood of our people for no reason? The first sit at home Mazen Nnamdi Kanu declared was remembering our fallen heroes, which is supposed to be a public holiday. In every nation of the world, they remember them. Every nation of the world remember their heroes. We are not remembering our own because they took our mind out of it. They took our mind. We don't want to know what is the problem of our land. Why is it being desecrated? We don't think about it. Because even you, J-Pack, that you will know better. I thought you follow native doctors. You will know better. Even you. You come here to disgrace yourself and the people whom is found around you. That's exactly what you did here. J-Pack. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that we are fighting for these people to protect them, to give them their life back, to give them their right back, to give them, their livelihood back, to actually bring them to freedom. We are not fighting to kill them. But today, Simon Eba killed a pregnant woman. Simon Eba burned innocent people cars. Simon Eba planned and said, we need to cut out some people from the market so that when others hear it, they will be scared. Why do you want to intimidate people into obeying you or respecting you? Why? In a meaningless situation. Had it been that there was an occasion that needed attention of Biafrans that needed Biafrans to actually, stay at home, it was going to be a different ball game. But in this regard, there is nothing that made sense as per reason why this young man called for sit at home, bloody sit at home. So J-Pack as a person where feel say you be guy man or you know better, where say you said you are asking intelligent question. When you are actually being a green snake in a green grass, you call it intelligence. That is the problem of our people. Once an law causing on Aramano. J-Pack, let me tell you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be charged, and they do not have jurisdiction over a matter that concerns Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You said it yourself. We are planning, or Nigeria is planning, or Ndibo is planning to bring Simon, to extradite Simon. You did not say to kidnap him. You said to extradite him, which is done in the book. No violation or infringement or to anybody's right. That is number one thing I am going to remind you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was illegally adopted. Terrorist activities was meted on him in the Kenya, and they masked him, brought him to a known land until they unmasked him. He found himself in Nigeria, and they are trying him illegally. Court declared him discharged and acquitted, and they made a clause. There is no court that has jurisdiction to try him in Nigeria. They should return him back to where he come from and compensate him. True or false? Have you ever seen a terrorist who is caught and they give that type of judgment or verdict, regardless of how he was caught? Now, number two. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our people are solidly behind him. If we have 85 million Biafrans, if I want to be correct or politically, if I want to be, not to make a mistake, 55 million Biafrans are with him. Majority carries the vote, right? I hope you know the number, how to count it. That is the reason why when he speaks, people obey. Without people being subjected to obeying, people obey. And we chose him. We saw his message. Biafrans saw his message. They love him for the sake of his message, because his message is actually speaking directly to every indigenous people in Nigeria. His message is a message of liberation, a message of freedom, a message of love, a message of heaven. That was the message. We saw it. We followed him. Every other person did the same. In that regard, so everybody followed him because they love him and they love what he is presenting to the table to emancipate not only our people but the minds of our people. Not only emancipation of their right or bringing them to freedom, but to change their mindset, to reason and think like a human being, like a free being. He did that. People saw it. They saw sense in it. They followed him. Simon Ekpa came like a thief in the middle of the night. He condemned the activities of IPOB, the first activities of IPOB, which, telling Ike Ekweremadu to go back home and fix the country. instead of coming to Germany to eat New Yam Festival with taxpayers' money. Simon Ekpa run to come and say, you should not do that. Nnamdi Kanu must come and apologize to this guy. At the end of the day, no one gave him attention. No one spoke to him. He took it upon himself that he will show these people. He came as like many of them have come. When that is Stockholm syndrome. You fall in love with those who abuse you. That is the problem of Biafrans. Those who, like Wike, like I always make reference, Wike who killed you in Obibo, if he turn and start speaking for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu today, all of you will love him. All of you will give him support. All of you will say, Wike is changed. Wike is a good man. That is Stockholm syndrome. They take advantage of you, your oppressors. They know what language they need to tell you. And don't forget, that is the reason why Atiku came and speak the truth for the first time. That there was Eastern region in the First Republic of Nigeria. There was Eastern region. And they were independent, managing their resources. Actually, that is the meaning of there was Eastern region in the First Republic. And he is using that as a stepping stone to the minds of our people, to step into our mind, go under our skin to make us to start promoting him. But for the fact that he spoke the truth, that is the most important thing that matters. That truth, because we take advantage of that truth. We existed. Nobody nobody actually is going to tell us that Biafra is a fraud. Are you listening to it? No man will tell you Biafra is a fraud, except criminals, just like the ones who you have heard it from them. Now, in this regard, JPAC, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, did all these things and is willing to do all these things. Do you think that if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu want to cash out now, or $100 million, what is 100? I'm just putting it at least. Right now, do you think you will not cash it out and say to hell with you? Are you going to beat him up? No, you ain't gonna beat him up. Because you haven't beaten up your governors up. That is it. This man, his altruistic behavior or lifestyle, he used it. Because of it, he is willing to sacrifice everything he has, his happiness, his freedom, for the sake of our people. Then this guy come in, I will deal with IPOB. He came in and he claimed now that he has woken up, he has repented. He has found the light, not knowing that he planned this day. Asini kukuku afiko kuko. And this day we've been exposing it. To the extent you yourself, JPAC, went to court when Simon is reporting to his gullible. There is no sign of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in court, or there is no sign of court proceeding the day. You reacted to it. Ever since his annual so. All of you, when you come to the social media, because of the money you make from social media, or you just don't care about other people's life. Lives of people matter more than the money you make. That's something that all of you need to understand. Because this is black on black violence. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you will take care of the next person's life. You will make sure that they live. That is all these things you saw. You come to say, if they charge Simon Ekpa, who has created this conundrum, that all of us and him himself find himself, you ask a question and say it's a wise question. If they charge Simon Ekpa with terrorism, what are they going to charge Nnamdi Kanu? Is that not actually telling us that you are an enemy to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Is that not telling us like that you are an enemy to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, but you have been a green snake in a green grass? That's what you have been. It doesn't go well with me. I don't like I don't like snakes. Snitch. I don't like people. Come out, speak. Tell people their transgression that they may change. I don't hate Simon. I hate his behavior. I hate what he has actually, placed himself into. I hate his, things that he has alluded in several occasions against his people. Okay, I don't know whom he is because he speaks Igbo. So many of our people are now in Spanish, they speak Spain. In Italy, they speak Italian. In UK, they speak English. We speak English in UK. Now, in America, English as well. Does not make you Americana or Italiano or Spanish. So Simon could be speaking Igbo, but he might be Fulani, who grew up in Ebonyi State. So in this regard, you graded Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Simon, if he answer terrorism, what is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu going to answer? Can you imagine the similarity? So in your mind, J Park, as a wise question you claimed you ask, you believe that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu committed any crime in protecting your land from Fulani invasion, in protecting our people, in telling our people to stand up for their right. The same thing Bob Marley said, stand up for your right. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. The same thing Prophet Bob Marley preached. And you must be playing this music without understanding and reading meaning from it and contextualizing it to what the preaching of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has taught people over the years. You did not actually look at them. You run out to say, if Simon is charged with terrorism, what is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu going to be charged with? Yet you say they are going to extradite him. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you have forgotten that they kidnapped him and they renditioned him. You have forgotten that there is an infringement of his right. Because you are not, objective. That is the reason why you call this intelligent question. We have discovered that you are an enemy to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And number two, you have spoken. We have actually weighed your mind. Your mind is very shallow. Your mind is very, very shallow. Birds of the same feather, they flock together. Onye full red, boy are white. Onye oshikonya obo. And lapologi abaje park. Mbochintakai chono werenchi. Now, we'll continue to move forward. There is an article that I came across which talked about the scandal that Buhari administration. Don't forget, after this, we are going to go into exposing the man behind the threat on Barrister EJIOFORS' life. We are going to expose the man. Not only we are going to expose the man, we are going to show you the picture. We are going to show you tell you his full name. We are going to tell you where he schooled, so that people who knows him will report to us, because the life of Barrister EJIOFORS matters. His life matters. He has paid a price for the sake of this struggle. And no life is actually worth killing of our people. It is desecration of our land. Now, let us actually reflect on this article, which talks about let me read this scandal quickly. I made it short. I don't want to emphasize on the issue of the, it is not necessary. Let me look into this scandal. The scandal of the decade. How Buhari's government official hid 70 trillion in banks while CBN Justice Ministry looked the other way. Okay, no. This is actually somebody who works in the CBN. That's scandal of the decade. How Buhari's government officials hid 70 trillion naira in banks while in CBN. Justice Ministry. Of course, when we talk about Justice Ministry looked the other way, we are talking about Attorney General of Federation. He looked the other way. That is because he is complicit. 70 trillion. How much are you owing? How much is Nigeria debt today? When somebody starts 70, is it 70 trillion? Somebody stole 70 trillion naira while you are owing World Bank or is it IMF? Nigeria loan that is actually causing Nigeria to go down economically is 40-something trillion naira. 40-something trillion. But somebody stole 70 trillion. 70 trillion, and yet Nigeria is going about borrowing money, putting the country in debt, generational debt, making the country to sit on approximately $98 billion or $million. $98 million. That's where Nigeria, $98 billion. That's where Nigeria is sitting in debt today, which is less than 70 trillion naira, I believe. I didn't do the calculation in case if I'm wrong, which I believe is less than that amount that has been stolen by a Buhari administration, structure. And yet, Attorney General looked the other way. There has been another scandal that happened which involved this Attorney General again, which the tape was leaked. The tape leaked that was talking about people who actually committed a scandal or money, laundering, embezzlement. This same Attorney General overlooked it. They turned everything around for the person, even when the person was captured already by the system. Now, these are the people who are controlling your justice ministry, who are controlling your judiciary, people who have grown very, very complicit. in the duty that they are discharging. People who hold innocent people captive in the name that there is that person is a criminal without proof. This is the same person that is holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, while he have seen so many people who actually caused the reason why there is agitation today, because they have stolen money, because they have done all sorts of things. He concealed some of them, and now this issue is already in court. It's already in court. It was adjourned yet again. Now, in this regard, all these things that we are seeing happening all over the place, it is as a result of the head being, the head being on a wrong footing. As it will affect every other branches of it. When you have a president that is into criminality, the whole nation is bound to be criminal, because he will recruit more criminals on the top. Those on the top recruit more criminals coming down. Those criminals recruit other criminals, because they must recruit people who will dance to their tone. That is how it is going to be until you as an ordinary person will feel the criminality all over the place, because the nation is being ruled and run in criminality and by criminals. That is something that we need to understand. When we capture somebody who is in a government who is a criminal, if there are many people a criminal in government, not like one or two persons, but more than 500 people, it means the head is a criminal, because they employ these criminals in order to actually, we sign here, you sign there, you sign here, we sign there, we share the money, it's fine. You cover for me, I cover for you. That's right. If it is Asian people, they say you cover for me, I cover for you. And that's all right. That is actually how Nigeria is being run, by a group of terrorists, by a group of wicked people who does not know that every life matters, who does not know or who does not understand human rights, who always violate human rights and make sure that human rights activities is not promoted. These are the same people that you find in that Nigeria as leaders. That is the reason why there must be criminality all over the place. The same reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu rose up, to actually make people to wake up from their slumber and see what he has saw, or what he has been seeing over the years, or what he saw long time ago. He actually made you to be consciousness awakened. You are now conscious of everything around you. You now realize that we need our sovereign nation of Biafra, because we are peculiar people, and the 12 tribes must be gathered. The remnant of the 12 tribes must be gathered for us to be free. And we can only do it in Biafra land. Not with these people who are telling you that you are an infidel, because of their religious affiliation and all these westernized activities that we have found ourselves engaging with, that is bastardizing our own ways of life, which Chukwu Okike Abiama actually gave to us, through which he is praised. Because ordinana bendene chende, what God gave to you is through which he will be praised. He did not say go and adopt other nations' gods or other nations' way of life, that through which he will be praised. What he gave to you, through which he is going to be praised. What he gave to them, through which he is going to be praised. He is not an author of confusion. Very, very important. Now, in this time, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu took time to educate us, which is the biggest problem that the Nigeria government found in his activities, because he opened out the minds, the eyes of our people. He introduced people to actually stand up for their rights, which has been what this government of the day does not want. That's why they rendition him, keep him in solitary confinement, so that all this crime that he has been exposing, all this stealing, stolen, embezzled in Nigeria that he has been exposing, terrorist sponsorship and all that he has been exposing in Nigeria, it became a problem to them. They called him terrorist because he's exposing the activities of terrorists in Nigeria. They called him terrorist. He is bringing his people mind to know how to defend themselves. When a terrorist attack strikes, you know what is happening in the Northeast. Every day they said fresh attack. The headline will always be fresh attack. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu assuaged that disaster that was coming to our land, Biafra land. He assuaged it. His presence actually assuaged it. But immediately he assuaged it, it becomes a problem to the government of the day, which are supposed to be protecting you and the life and your livelihood. This government of the day now got ganged up on him to go and rendition him and brought him back to Nigeria, put him in solitary confinement, because they don't want anything good to come to you. They don't want you to smell the good aroma of oxygen. They don't want you to actually get the oxygen fresh. They don't want you to breathe. They don't want you to know. That is the reason why they kept him, they actually shut him up. Now, in that regard, the same government continued their scandals, injustices, intimidation, extrajudicial killing, terrorism, the same government. And we have called on several structures in Europe who are supposed to be protecting life and livelihood of our people and their rights, like United Nations. We have called on African Union, which in their manifesto stated that the structure is built to make sure that everybody is included in Africa. Everybody's right is maintained and included. That is written in the manifesto of African Union. What have they done? Even after Biafra War, 1967, absolutely nothing. They didn't do anything, because when you are actually a black person and a leader, you must join that, culture. That culture that says you must be a criminal. You must be a dictator. You must be evil. If anybody stand to challenge you, exterminate them. Make sure they don't speak, that others may learn or may be fearful and be mindful of what you can do. That is what it teaches them. Nobody is different from that. That is the reason why this age has risen up to say enough is enough. And we know that we cannot liberate Africa on being under apartheid of Nigeria. Because the apartheid that we are suffering in Nigeria will not enable us to redeem Africa with our activities, with our business orientation, with our life orientation, with our knowledge and skillful, activities. We can only do it as a free nation so that we will make the decision that will be in benefit of our people, because we understand our people better and our people will understand us better. Not people who are nomad, those who are still doing open grazing in 21st century, who will be there to understand your people when they haven't understood their people. That terrorist is ravaging them today, and which is being sponsored by some of them, which is the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu actually stop it from expanding to the eastern region. And that is the reason why he is suffering today. And the same reason why some of these criminals called him terrorist. And the same reason why immediately he was captured, they created a faction to start creating terrorism in Biafra land in the name of IPOB. Is there any difference between the activities of autopilot in Biafra land and the activities of Boko Haram? No, tell me, is there any difference? Because Boko Haram are people in the north, people from the north, who are, that is the reason why Buharies said attack on Boko Haram is attack on the people of the north. Is there any difference? That is how it is formed. Boko Haram was a peaceful movement until a faction was created. That faction overwhelmed them because they don't know their story. That is the reason why the faction of Boko Haram overwhelmed Boko Haram and took over and become terrorists today. Boko Haram terrorists. One one is one in Nigeria. Boko Haram. The same way they want to use somebody who speaks your language, who act as if he is one of you, and continue to commit and desecrate our land with the blood of our people, killing them every day. You will think that no kwasa Biafra ka na-azọ, oke udi Biafra na-azọ, ene-egbu ndị a na-azọrọ nyawo Biafra. And one idiot to the rook on your acid, kpọrọ onwe ya pastor, osino Pastor Emmanuel, who the rook on your acid, come to tell you that people are going to die. And not only because Simon is killing them. So telling people that those who Simon is killing deserve to die. What is he doing? Where is his family members? Is his family members upright? If they have found those people to be, saboteurs or not upright, is his family members, all of them, are they upright? For you to understand, nwanne gị na-eso jee ịtụ anụ, ọ sị na ụkwụ gị dịka ụkwụ anụ, kpọọ gị onye ori, gbagbuo gị. Because onye egburu egbu adịghị ekwu n'okwu. That is how Simon Ekpa came into this struggle. First of all, tell you that DOS went to Nigeria to drive jeep. They have sold out to destroy the structure that will stand up for this struggle. To destroy the structure that will stand up to assuage everything that he is throwing at Biafra and Biafra struggle in the name that he is fighting for the struggle. You must go and learn. You should go and study the activities of a double agent. Go now, Google the activities of a double agent and a pathetic liar for you to know, pathological liar. Not pathetic, pathological liar. For you to know what Simon is doing, what it stands for. That was how Boko Haram was created. This Boko Haram now that took over Sambisa Forest, the same way Simon is going, go out there, also make a research about Boko Haram, how it emanated. Make a research, then you come back to it for you to understand what is going on. So in this, all these things I'm talking about, you will understand that government is finished, corrupt to the rich. They have to give birth, to continue to create corruption, recycle failure, recycle corruption. That's what they will continue to do. In Biafra land, there will be no such things, because we are going to make sure that we build the best nation in the world. As long as we are alive to actually go into our land, we will build it. People will be envious about that land. People will be very envious. It will be the most secured place. A land of opportunity. The land of the rising sun. That is how you are going to recognize our activities in Biafra land. Now, they have sent Simon to destroy, to make sure it does not happen. Forget the fact that he will always tell you, our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I have given you evidence, reasons beyond any doubt that this guy is a double agent. Make a research about it. You will understand what I am saying. Now, let us go to this. Let us go to this threat made on the Barrister EJIOFORS life. Let us go there. I want to tell that man, that young man who made a threat on Barrister EJIOFORS life. Let me play that. I received that voice note. Somebody sent it to me. One of a great comrade sent it to me. I said, no. This ekwemaka nke agafego nkwaka. Ana ekwu nke amele mozo. Nke omelu juoyi. Now that I must know who this guy is. But first of all, let us play his voice note.
Chineke ike gwumu mana we have nothing to say. The only thing that we are going to sanction Barrister EJIOFORS, he will never step his foot anymore from today in Biafran land. Everybody with a Barrister EJIOFORS in Biafran land, Barrister EJIOFORS should go down. Our men on the ground should declare Barrister EJIOFORS wanted in Biafran land. Barrister EJIOFORS will never attend any occasion from today in Biafran land. Barrister EJIOFORS will never step his foot from today in Biafran land. Anywhere we found Barrister EJIOFORS in Biafran land, Barrister EJIOFORS will be a dead human being from today on. Let this message get to our men on the ground. Barrister EJIOFORS is an enemy to Biafrans. And anybody that is an enemy to Biafrans, as we are counting days to move, from today we are going to declare all of them wanted in Biafran land so that they will know how serious we are to get this freedom. If Barrister EJIOFORS wants us to obey whatever that is coming out from him, he should tell the Zoo government to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally to speak to we Biafrans from his father's home, not in DSS custody. We are not even going to take order from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody. We can only listen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, unconditional release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That's the only way we Biafrans autopilot will listen to any order from our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Any order from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody, we Biafrans are not going to obey it. From today on, Barrister EJIOFORS should be declared wanted in Biafran land. It's an enemy to Biafrans. It's a big time betrayal to this struggle. Now, Barrister Joffa have confirmed himself that he is the one holding Mazen Nambekalo. Barrister Joffa have confirmed to we Biafrans today that all our sufferness, all our cry, a lot of men have gone down in this struggle. Barrister Joffa have today proved himself that he is the one holding our freedom. And we are going to show Barrister Joffa that he's nobody to hold Biafran freedom. We are going to teach Barrister Joffa lesson. Even all his family in Biafra land should be declared wanted. Anything related to Barrister Joffa, his kindred in his village, everybody should related to Barrister Joffa should declare wanted in Biafra land. Unless his kinsmen, the village Barrister Joffa came out and shouted that they have disowned Barrister Joffa as son of the soil. That's the only way all his relative in the village can be saved. So Barrister Joffa will know how serious we are in this struggle. Mad people everywhere.
This is Simon speaking through one bingo. And the reason why he is speaking through this bingo because Barrister Joffa filed a case against him, filed a lawsuit against him, which this autopilot who are actually uninformed when it comes to law, uninformed when it comes to their right activities, their right as a human being. Barrister Joffa filed a case of defamation of character. It is something that is between a Joffa and the Simon. Personal issue, defamation of character, which I can file it with for anybody. Whether you are in DOS, whether you are in autopilot, whether you are in Nigeria, whether you are a Londoner or American here, I can file a case of defamation of character. When I feel that you have defamed me, I can file that case. So because autopilot, all of them are illiterate, stark illiterate, who does not understand their, what they can, how they can actually work around the law in order to stop somebody from even using their name to steal, to kill, to extort. You don't understand how you can do it. Now it become a problem to criminal Simon Eber. But because he knows he's already hot, he sent this bingo. But this bingo does not know that no Banyego. He sent this bingo to come and say, threaten Barrister Joffa, because they know that Barrister Joffa is working to release our leader. Barrister Joffa is uncompromisable. Barrister Joffa is a man that can never be compromised. Listen to it from our leader before we continue.
Unrelenting and nothing can shake us. They know we are unbribable. Even our lawyers cannot be bought. Barrister Joffa cannot be compromised. Good evening.
Barrister Joffa cannot be bought. He didn't say it from DSS dungeon, right? He never said it from DSS dungeon. Did he say Simon Ekpa cannot be bought? Or he told him, do not allow the devil to enter you. Do not allow Satan to enter you. Because he never said it to, he said to Barrister Joffa he cannot be bought. And he said it as a free man. So now, this boy or this young man who claimed he has the right to go behind his microphone to utter rubbish against the life of Barrister Joffa, let me show you the picture of this young man. Because when you piss me off, I investigate you. I don't play. I don't play. When you cross your line, I investigate you. This is the picture of this bastard who you heard his voice telling people to go and declare war on the family of Barrister Joffa. This is the image of the bastard. Now let me show you, let me tell you his name. Let me tell you the name of this same bastard. His name is Nwobo Nwakanwa William. Nwobo Nwakanwa William. He went to school in one secondary school, one boys secondary school. Achara Layout. I believe it's Achara Layout, or is it or as I think one layout maybe, or actually layout. That is where this man went to school. One boys secondary school. And this guy currently resides in Argentina, in a place called Buenos Aires, or Aires. That is where he resides. Buenos. That is where this criminal is living currently, in Argentina. He is in Argentina threatening the life of Barrister Ejiofor, not knowing that his family is in Enugu State. There are more information that I cannot make public for now, until we get their next move. Then I will make it public. Because, we always want the enemy to cast the first stone. Once they cast the first stone, we will never relent. We will continue. We make sure that we unmask you. This is the young man whom Saul took the job to do it for Simon Ekpa. Because Simon Ekpa cannot broadcast and talk rubbish now. He is on a red list. He is on a watch list. That is the reason why he sent this young man, who is very stupid, to come and actually say it for him, to speak it for him. That is the young man here. Don't forget his name. His name is Nwobo Nwakanwa William. He schooled at one boys secondary school. He is now living in Buenos Aires, in Wida, Argentina. That's where he stays. For your own information, mark and screenshot it. As you are watching it, screenshot it, the face, so that if anybody say hi to Barrister Ejiofor in a manner that Barrister Ejiofor does not like, let me tell him that his own family is also in Nigeria, and we know where they are. This Nwobo William Wakamwa, let me tell you that your own family is also in Nigeria, and we know where they are. Because I want to prove to this autopilot terrorist, nobody actually holds the monopoly of violence or monopoly of intimidation. Nobody have that. Eba mamiye gilu kan konyo ozo jedebe. Eba mamiye gi jedebe kan another person bido. That is something that you autopilot will understand. Before you come out to speak, you should be very careful, and you should be very careful of whom you are addressing, because we will get you. You people that has stirred up your sword against Biafrans in the name that you are fighting for freedom of Biafra. All of you, we are going to capture all of you. Those our people in Argentina should go and look for this boy. This guy is living in Buenos. He's living in Wilde Buenos, which is Buenos, and Aires is AIRES, in YILDE, which is Wilde or Wilde, depending on the way their pronunciation is. You go and look for this guy to actually use this voice note to actually charge him. If not for anything, open a case of intimidation to life against him in Argentina. Our people who are in Argentina, who knows this guy, open a case of intimidation. If there is, because many of you will say it's just speaking, open a case of intimidation against him. It will be one of our stepping stones when it is time to actually call him to answer for his crime. Because when we introduce something, we actually introduce a solution. Very, very important. So that we will use it to get this boy. He's in Argentina calling somebody who has been on the forefront of this struggle. Even if EJIOFOR has been compromised, as they portray it, have you go home to pay the price that EJIOFOR had paid? Even if at all, being actually, let me actually play a devil advocate. Had it been EJIOFOR has been compromised, does that give you right to call your terrorist on the ground to go and kill him, to go and kill his family? Does that give you a right? Did EJIOFOR pick up arm against anybody? Did EJIOFOR pick up arm against any Biafra? The answer is no. Even if he is compromised, it is him and his heart. You don't have evidence, but you are calling for him to be killed. You are calling for his family to be made, to be destroyed. Yet you're hiding in Argentina, in South America. This is the selfishness of our people. Autopilot. They are committing a serious crime each and every day. And if you turn a blind eye to it, one Nemboge said, you people that are in that Nigeria zoo are going to feel it more. We will be one side telling you, one no agwa. When it affects the nose, it will always affect the eyes, because the eyes will begin to see double. Whenever something affects the nose, you begin to see double. That is very, very important, something that you need to understand. No one have a monopoly of intimidation. No one have a monopoly of violence. No one have a monopoly of killing another. It is it is that person who pulled the trigger first at that moment. And nobody knows who will pull it first. That is the reason why no one has monopoly of violence. This young man, I believe you are living with your family in Europe, and you've been acting as if you are not autopilot. You've been acting as if you are not, part of these criminals that are terrorizing our people. You've been acting in that manner, but you are uncovered today because you have brought out yourself. You brought out yourself, and we will deal with you accordingly, with the law of wherever you are domiciled, and with the law of our land, because we are very just in our endeavor, our activities. We don't play injustice. You cast the first stone. By the time we will return it to the extent that you will never, ever, hurt anybody that is defending or championing the cause of Biafra and IPOB. Let me take this call because I only have 10 minutes to finish this program. The caller on the line, please come in. You have 2 minutes, please. Utilize 2 minutes. I have 10 minutes left.
Mazi, good day from here.
Good evening.
Thank you very much, my brother George Money. I appreciate you. Whenever Hamadika calls you, you come to to do the needful. I appreciate you so much. I won't stop. I appreciate you because I know what you can do.
This is your brother C2 calling you from a location. All we are doing is to make sure that our people is in the right track, what Mazi taught us to do, and that is what we are going to do. This autopilot people had too much movie. Rambo and the other one, Alex Sugar, kind of that one. They had too much movie. They watch too much movie so much. Rambo and Doja. And let me use this opportunity to tell our people that Tunumbu is sponsoring terrorism in Biafra land. Tunumbu, I am not hiding it, I am making it clear. Tunumbu is sponsoring terrorism in Biafra land. Some of the activities of Eberima is anchored by Tunumbu. They might deny it, they might ask us for evidence, and the data will give them evidence. We know what is happening. We are everywhere watching. Mas, the main purpose of the reason why I was telling you, number one is the threat of our barrister. You know, let me tell our people something they don't know. And I want the people to go. The people that said that Samanapa is working for us in America, this voice message to make sure that he reach Mazen Namdekan today, tomorrow. They should play it to him so that all Granan Tianabo and the Kanu Takano, whatever happens to Mazen Namdekan today. Emmanuel Kano, this one now on social media, and his wife now and they will hold the responsible. If these people, you see these people, Stamanaba is nobody. He's just yapping, every day they ask us to go after him. We will go after him. But you know, when we come to speak, this is we think we. But I know people. They have IPOB don't boost. All we are doing for Mazi to come out to touch Kamanaba, to see his activity, then he can tell the whole world what that guy is playing. That is why we are just waiting. But if he cross the red line, the same way Putin is telling Ukraine, if you cross the red line, the day he will cross the red line, that day Kangama. For me, it's nobody. Forget about social media noise. It's becoming too much. The social media noise has becoming so useless to our people. I thought that our people reason. I never know that our people are dump of cow poo. We are calling Fulani cow Fulani. I never know the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I never know that our people are wayward and coward, and they are calling Yoruba people coward. These people are. Our people are nothing but imbecile. Let me tell you something. These idiots that make this utterance, that is what the Fulani want them. Yes, but not all of them. Sorry about that. You know, when I get angry, not all of us anyway, because someone like me, I am very intelligent to the core. There is nothing we stop. I know what they know. Know past them. You see this, let me tell you something. You see this utterance this guy made. You know who will carry the assignment? The DSS or Fulani Danger with an army. That is people he made this comment for. But they didn't know. The threat of Barrister EJIOFORS will be carried out by the Fulani terrorists. Yes. When they kill him, they will say it's IPOB. But these people think they're wise. These are the people that have been listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all this while. This man was taking his time, teaching them.
But don't forget that these people they have a terrorist group in Biafra land. Don't forget also.
Of course. He said that anything who see him Biafra land, do you know the repercussion of what this guy is vomiting in his mouth? Do you know the repercussion? You know, some people will think they see that thing now. In Nigeria, in zoo, where there is no law. The Fulanis will wait for a Jofa or the DS. No, the TS and army will do the job. They will say it's IPOB, and they will use this to judge them, not us. Or the Fulanis will go after this guy's family to make sure that to make it look as if it's IPOB. You know, these people.
They want to do everything to actually make him give up because he is.
Yes.
Yeah, he's uncompromisable.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. They don't know that the utterance of what they make in social media is what Fulani is using against our people. Every word they make, every word these people too much movie made, that is what they use against our people. The same way this J-Pack, I woke up this morning, I watched that J-Pack video.
Maka Chineke, Mazi, I was trying to quit. I was trying to, since morning, this day back, when you were playing him, I cut off the video. I don't want to listen. Apart from when you play it finished, then when I listened to that JPAC utterance, do you know what that guy said? Yeah, that guy could not know what he mean. Which means he's calling for the kill of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
But our people didn't know. They will ask how. They will email our people. Oh, Chineke now. Okay, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did the potassium waste the time. His father won, his mother won. Why is this man wasting time? Why? The utterance of JPAC is to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So what is the difference between that Yoruba lady that we are fighting from what JPAC is? JPAC. By now, also.
Yes.
Our late General Ojuku, may God bless his soul. He allows, he's a peaceful man. You know why we are suffering? He allowed the saboteurs to rear their ugly head. If after the war, our late General hunted her down one by one, Makachine Kenna, these people will never, they by now, we would have been in peace.
True.
Hunt her down. Somebody will come up in this 21st century. Now criticize a whole struggle like this, well known by international community. See the tape, they don't know. But if you talk to them, they get something no on our brain. But they don't know that.
Round up. You have spent 6 minutes.
The same way Onowu was praising this idiot. Onowu. But now he's coming out. Oh no, he's coming out now, trying to mend his way because he see that his way Adilabad. Yes, oh no, we will. Very coward when he see them. You know what pains me? They trick as if they know something.
These people, they are on the social media making money. They don't care about the life of people who are wasting. They don't know what we are doing here. It is actually something that is actually very important. We are not playing games here.
Mazi, let me leave it here. But go to YouTube now. Go to YouTube. You will see them saying Israel is coming to rescue Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In the YouTube, you will see some saying Russia is coming. Good news. Our people.
Because they want to make money. So they will sell propaganda to bastardize our factual information.
One critical news. The other day I was watching the video he posted that unknown government shoot down Nigerian fighter jet in Olu. Mazi, bringing pain to our people. When you upload something like that, the zoo government will use it against our people. Critical news, all because of they want to make money from YouTube, and they are putting their own people in danger. That unknown government, they shoot down, and it's lie. Then I call, where is the jet, the Nigerian jet that was shooting down?
Round up.
Mazi,
I only have 2 minutes.
You don't have time, but yes, you don't have time. Let me leave it here. Any day you have time, then I will speak. Thank you very much, Mazi.
All right, thank you for calling. So, this is how we are going to be bringing this program to an end. Of course, we have touched the critical path of this program. We only have 2 minutes, 1 minute 30 seconds left to end this program, because we always want to keep it short this time around so that people will have time to listen to it. So, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, I want you to share this video. If you can even download it, share it in the WhatsApp groups where you are. It does not matter, because our people need to understand the reason why they say they will be giving DSS 2 million to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in solitary confinement. And our people need to understand that JPAC is a snake, green snake in a green grass. Those unfriendly or those friendly enemies, that is them, backstabbers. The second thing is that Nigeria groom criminals because the one on top is a corrupted individual. When you are a corrupted individual, you will know how to employ corrupted like you, and it will extend to the whole nation. Secondly, those threatening Barrister Ejiofor, we have your data, we know your family. So continue to na-elempo na social media. If you then in Aramano, don't worry, we will get to you. And secondly, the picture is available. Our people in Argentina, in Wilde, should make a move to make sure that they get that person into questioning. To tell you guys who are those terrorists he is sending to go and kill Barrister Ejiofor. So he's a terrorist in Argentina. Make sure you do so. And this is where we're going to leave it today. Great Biafrans all over the world. Share this video if you're watching on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa. Don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube channel and hit the notification button. If you're watching on Facebook at Judge Money Blog, at Judge Money/TV, at Judge Money Official, on other Facebook platforms or my profile where you are watching from, I said, thank you for joining us. Until we meet again, make sure you follow the page, and we know that we